Welcome to Today I Found Out. In the video today we're answering a viewer question, as we like to do, because Tristan N asks, what are the longest odds on a sporting event that ended up having to be paid out? Given the nature of sports gambling and so little publicly available documented evidence in the field throughout its history, it's impossible to know for sure what the longest odds were on a sports bet that ended up having to be paid out. However, as far as known documented instances are concerned, it would seem the longest odds paid out on any sports bet were probably what ultimately amounted to 2.8 million to 1 odds on a 50p, that's 66 cents bet, placed by one Fred Craggs of the UK. The bet in question was an 8-horse accumulator bet, meaning all 8 horses had to win their respective races back in 2008. Well, that absolutely happened, and the 60-year-old Craggs, who was celebrating his birthday at the time, should have won £1.4 million, about $2 million, but the institution he placed the bet with had a rule in place that capped the winnings at £1 million. Technically, they could have even reduced it to £100,000 owing to more fine print that they had in place, but that would have been a tenuous argument ripe for litigation, and would have also been something of a PR nightmare for them, whether they won or lost the case. So they went ahead and just paid out the £1 million, and also submitted to win a Guinness World Record. As for the longest odds paid out on a bet where multiple people bet on a sporting event and won, this seems to have occurred when Leicester City won soccer's Premier League in 2016. They had so little shot at the title that the odds of them attaining it were 5,000 to 1 when the season began. According to reports, bookmakers paid out in excess of $14 million to various individuals on that long shot bet. Other notable underdogs who won despite long odds include the 1980 US men's Olympic hockey team, which took the gold medal from Finland despite being huge underdogs with 1,000 to 1 odds against them. Similarly, in 2012, the Auburn Tigers also defied 1,000 to 1 odds to win American college football's Bowl Championship Series. The St. Louis Cardinals baseball team also beat long odds to win the 2011 World Series. With just 15 games to play in the regular season, the Cards were 4.5 games behind the Atlanta Braves for the last wildcard spot. This led to bookmakers giving the odds of winning the National League at 500 to 1 and their chances of winning the whole shebang at 999 to 1. The Cardinals then went 11 to 4 down the last stretch, beat out Atlanta on the final day of the regular season for the wild card, and went on to duke out 2 nail-biters against the Philadelphia Phillies, winning 3-2, and then the Milwaukee Brewers 4-3. The Cards went on to battle the Texas Rangers over another 7 games, prevailing on October 28, 2011 with a 6-2 win at Busch Stadium before a crowd of 47,399 people. Going back a little bit more, in 1981, England defied 500 to 1 odds to defeat Australia in cricket by 18 runs in the 3rd Ashes Test. Similarly, Ben Curtis defied 300 to 1 odds to win the British Open Golf Championship. The odds against Scotland's Robert Thornton winning the 2012 UK Darts were 250 to 1 before he defeated a string of big names, including Phil Taylor, in the final. Defying odds of 11 to 1, an aptly named horse named Upset defeated the famous Man o' War at the 1919 Sanford Memorial Stakes. Another horse, Mind That Bird, was in last place when Field turned for home at the 2009 Kentucky Derby, and yet, despite 50 to 1 odds against, Mind the Bird rallied and won the race by 6.75 lengths. On to boxing, Mike Tyson was considered nearly unstoppable when he faced Buster Douglas in 1990, with odds against Douglas at 42 to 1. Douglas knocked Tyson out in the 10th round. The most remarkable UFC upset in terms of odds, that came on May 24, 2014. In this fight, TJ Dillashaw beat plus 710 odds and Renan Barão in the bantamweight division when he knocked out the heavily favoured Barão in the 5th round. One of the most notable upsets in professional football's championship game happens on January 12, 1969, when the New York Jets defeated the heavily favoured Baltimore Colts in Super Bowl III. Well remembered for Broadway Joe Namath's improbable boast that the Jets, predicted to lose by at least 9 points, would prevail. We're going to win the game, I guarantee it. In Super Bowl III, the Jets not only beat the spread, they beat the Colts 16-7. More recently, when the New England Patriots trailed the Atlanta Falcons 28-12 at the opening of the 4th quarter, the odds against them winning the game were 11 to 1. Throughout the next quarter and a half, as the Patriots narrowed the score to 28-20, the odds improved, but soon declined to 16 to 1 when Atlanta took the ball to the Patriots 22 and had a first down and just minutes to go. And in what is regarded as one of the worst chokes in sports history, the Falcons ended up having to punt after a sack, and a holding penalty pushed them out of scoring range. The Patriots then tied the game, pushed it to overtime, and scored, winning the Super Bowl 34-28. So I really hope you found that video interesting. If you did, please do hit that thumbs up button below, and don't forget to subscribe. Brand new videos just like this every day of the week. And as always, thank you for watching.